Rising Elizabeth. Thank you for joining us this morning. At 9 a.m., we will close our social media and continue on Zoom only. Join us by getting your Zoom link at elizabethvisionaryconference.org. We'll be there until 10 a.m. You can go now, and we'll see you in the Elizabeth Zoom room. Peace. Today, your hosts are Queen Aduni, Danni Stillwell, and Lolly Mariah Tolbert. Enjoy. Grand Rising. How are y'all doing?
Great. How
Happy
are
Friday,
you?
beautiful people.
Yes, thank you, Lily. We always look forward
Amber
to
said
seeing
hi.
that. The way
Hi,
she says it.
ladies.
Who is that?
Hi, I'm Amber. Hello. Good
Hi,
morning.
Amber.
Good sister.
Hello.
You know who you is.
Hi.
He knows
Hi.
you.
Good
That's your
morning.
sister?
Uh-oh. Lolly, your hair cute, girl. I
Oh,
see you, Reggie. I see you.
got her
I
little
see
Nubian
you.
knots.
Yes.
It is so wonderful to be here this morning.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I went to some event, a concert. Well, it was supposed to be a concert. We went and thinking we're going to see bands and stuff like that. Cobarillo, I don't have the ticket anyway.
Was it for Danielle's birthday?
No, it was just an annual event, and it was by the water. And when the evening set in, it was cold.
Yeah.
It was cold. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then we're thinking we're gonna go see Amp Fiddler. You know, have you heard of him? The guitar singer. He's amazing. So now Wheelie and Ari had gotten some free tickets, so they had 2 extra. So I got one of them and rode with them out there. And so anyway, they had all these little tents, you know, and maybe 20 by 20 tents, enclosed tents, and then there's only one part in the front where you look out, you know. And they had DJs there. They had some friends of mine. They were there, Badria and Malik, husband and wife. And I saw them singing to the music, right, to the DJ, but he DJs. So I thought, okay, that's normal. But I didn't know that the entertainers were not coming out there with the band. Because I'm like, when I walk on, I said, where's the stage? Where's the stage? So what they did was they just put it in little spaces, and the recording artist had to sing to their track.
Oh.
They were charging $100 and something bucks to get into that place. I was disappointed, but it was a nice evening. You know, the people were wonderful. Ran into people I hadn't seen in a while, and they had some vegan trucks and stuff. You know, it was cool. And but when that sun set down, let me tell you, the wind started blowing, my fingers got cold. You'd have thought it was October. But
it's very fall out.
Yeah, we had a wonderful time though. But those evening hot evenings. So matter of fact, so tonight, if going to the Sister Circle, dress warm and take layers off than to not have it. I had to go buy a shirt from one of the vendors, a long sleeve shirt that I could put on up under my jacket. I had a light jacket, but nonetheless, it was wonderful. And yeah, it was wonderful. So will I go back out today and tomorrow? I doubt it, because they don't have, I like live entertainment. And then, you know, they're not risen So you can't see them if there's people all standing around, which there were. So anyway, but in the joy of it, it was wonderful getting out, hanging with my friends. And yeah, it was really, really.
Thanks for sharing that. That's nice to hear about anyway, even though it was a little chilly. But it was good to hear about it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, Claudette is here. Claudette is a new friend of ours. She's a
Oh
new
my God,
known. She's already been in Elizabeth, but she's coming into the real Elizabeth world of Elizabeth, right?
Okay.
And so I just want to welcome her, and Deetra's here, and Mama Evelyn is here, and beautiful, lovely, our baby Lolly is here. Uh-oh, Juanita just popped in here. Oh,
I've been here a couple of minutes. Grand Rising, my
okay. We got
sisters.
double star. And lovely Lily B, who's always saying good morning. What do you say? Lovely people, beautiful people.
Yep. Good morning, beautiful people. Well, nope. Happy what's today? Happy Friday, beautiful people. It's a new day. It's
Yes.
Friday. Woo-woo.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
You know what, Lily B, did you see the moon last night?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
Yes.
literally right here on the boulevard, like a couple of blocks up from Belle Isle. So it was just very clear, just out in the
Yes.
open and beautiful and
It was
huge.
beautiful. Yes.
Yes, and out there, once you pass it was some trees and stuff, but then I was like, oh my God, look at that. Oh,
Yes,
it
it was very
beautiful.
defined. Very
Oh
defined.
man, and then when you could see it through the cracks of the trees, through the leaves and stuff, and you was on a different angle. Oh, yeah, some good things happening. So yeah, we had a wonderful time. And so I want to start today off with love. And this song is called Everybody Wanna Be Loved. And it is such a true, every word of it is true. And I want to share it with you. Did you hear that? Did you hear that rhyme?
We got you. We heard you.
And I want to share it with you. Uh-oh, I might write 7 songs tonight. Let me see. Life is wonderful. So this is true from me to you. My brothers and sisters, we celebrate your youth. Please feel free to express yourself in a creative space like that. Everybody wanna be loved, and everybody wanna be touched, and everybody wanna be heard, and everybody wanna be free as a bird. We wanna hear your heart, we wanna feel your soul, we wanna get to know you, we wanna see what makes you whole. We need to love one another, cherish one another, teach one another, greet one another, kiss one another, hug one another, forgive one another, celebrate one another. The way to get is to give love. That's the only way it could be. Oh, how sweet and beautiful this old world could be. Cause everybody wanna be loved, and everybody wanna be touched, and everybody wanna be heard, and everybody wanna be free as a bird. We wanna hear
your heart. We want to feel your soul. We want to get to know you. We want to see what makes you whole. We need to love one another, cherish one another, teach one another, reach one another, kiss one another, hug one another, forgive one another, celebrate one another.
Hey.
Well, are those words true?
Yes, yes.
Yes, 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 yes. So that was the vocals was all moi, And the music was all my husband, Philharmonic Hale.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes, I love how you all bring the truth in music, the truth and the love. Thank you for sharing that.
Because we need to love one another, cherish one another, forgive one another, all of that stuff. Yeah. Kiss one another, hug. And of course, we did the kiss and the hug right in the middle, because that was created right in the middle of the pandemic, right? We couldn't touch one another. But that, that just shared the need for it. We need that. We need that. So again, welcome. Lolly, you want to welcome everybody. My other partner is not here. She is up in the mountains somewhere, not able to connect. But Danny Stillwell, she loves us. And me and Lolly gonna hold it down. Go on, baby.
Yeah. Rising ladies.
Oh, cutie pie hairstyle.
So I am excited today because it's Friday.
Yeah.
But also because it's just a wonderful day to speak on purpose, to speak on passion, and to really tap into that. And yesterday, Queen Aduni called me. Well, she was like, "Can you call me?" And I was like, "Okay." So I called her when I got a moment, and we talked. And she was like, "I want you to try to find something to share for tomorrow." And I'm like, And when I get real quiet, that's because my brain is working. So I did. So is it okay if I share just a little bit? Just a little bit. Is that okay?
Share all you want.
Okay. All right. So what happened was yesterday was a busy day for me, and so I ended up falling asleep early, but I woke up really early, like 3 a.m. And at 3 a.m. I said, you know what? I haven't prepared anything yet. So I went to my little meditation room and grabbed all the books I could get and was like, I gotta find something on purpose. I gotta find something. So here's what I've come up with. I want to start by saying that everyone has an agenda here on this planet that we are walking on. Everyone has a mission. Everyone has a purpose. And there is a collective mission that we all have together. But within that collective mission, we have some individual goals and things that we like to accomplish that help to really, really glue that collective mission together. And so the first thing is I have 3 books that I'm going to pull just a couple things from that I want to speak on. The first one is from a book that many of us probably have, which is Sacred Woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the Gateway 11 when she was talking about sacred work, sacred work. And what I realized is that when we're living in our purpose, when we're really tapping into our skills, our gifts that we have, we are doing sacred work, believe it or not. And it's really important that we look at it that way. We view it that way. It's not just like, oh, I can sing. That's cool. Oh, I can create altars and artwork and all these different things. That's cool, whatever. No, this is sacred work. You are really doing something. You have been gifted with something that is bigger than just your individual self, so that you can give to the world and live in your purpose. So I want to read this part where it says, birth a divine vision. The birthing of your divine vision is the Most High's goal for you. Through appropriate use of the Meshkinet birthing principle, we may unleash and birth the gift of our sacred work upon earth. Work that uplifts, empowers, strengthens, restores, charges, transforms humanity into true goodness. However, if you misuse the birthing wheel and birth visions to manipulate, enslave, dominate, devalue humanity in any way, you will ultimately receive the shai or karma for your actions. Wrong deeds will turn back onto the maker, and such destruction and misuse will poison your bloodline for generations to come. So what you create and pass on to others must be of the highest order to create health, light, and bliss on your pathway homeward to your sacred self. Work is love made visible. If you cannot work with love, but only with disdain, it is better that you should leave your work and sit at the gate of the temple and take alms to those who work with joy. So basically, it kind of ties into what Queen Aduni's song was saying. You know, this is our sacred work. Yes, that includes love, and we have to include love into our sacred work as we do this every day. And if we haven't gotten to that point yet, let's observe other people doing their sacred work, like we're doing in this sister circle, so that we can really learn how to get to that point where we can uplift and encourage and really live out that purpose. And so this is mission work. And I also practice a form of Buddhism called Nichiren Buddhism. And so this is for leaders. They have this book here called Guidelines for Kosen Rufu, Victory and Happiness. And so what Kosen Rufu is basically, in the most easiest way to explain it, is world peace, right? So there's a portion of this, and it says, everything has a purpose, a mission. The mission of flowers is to bloom. The mission of the sun is to give off life and warmth. The mission of water is to flow, to purify, and to nourish life. You and I are bodhisattvas of the earth, born into this world to actualize the fundamental mission of Kosen Rufu. Failing to do so is like a flower that doesn't bloom or a sun that doesn't shine. In that case, we cannot know true joy or fulfillment. So speaking on that is kind of both of these excerpts from these different books, from these different even faiths, I guess you could say, belief systems, are saying the same thing. You know, we are on this earth. We have chosen, believe it or not, we have chosen to be here and live this mission and this purpose, and we have to walk in it. But we also have to know the how intense that purpose really is, how important that mission really is, and failing to really walk in our purpose has a lot of different repercussions. And so we really need to keep that in mind. And I know it's hard, and because sometimes it can be not hard, it's a challenge. Sometimes it can be a challenge, but it's really important that we keep pushing. So I have another excerpt from this book. And so basically, it's speaking of, you know, you're gonna reach some other challenges as you're fulfilling your purpose, as you're living in your purpose, as you're walking. And these are challenges that are necessary to be able to help others in their purpose, in their walk. And so if you are complaining that these circumstances are not what you expect and that they are more than what you bargained for, then you are not demonstrating the real essence of your mission. You will, in that case, be unable to manifest your innate power and wisdom, which means you will not be able to break through your problems. And only when you have a firm awareness of your mission to accomplish Kosen Rufu, this peace, are you a true bodhisattva of the earth. And then as you strive to fulfill your mission, your eternal self will take over in boundless strength and wisdom and wealth force, enabling you to surmount all obstacles. And so the last thing is, in other words, one's individual victory, and this comes from this book, one's individual victory or success can serve as a symbol of hope and inspiration for countless others. So I said all to that to say, just going back to our purpose, our mission is so important. It's so important for us to tap into, and it's so important to keep birthing our visions regardless of the challenges that we're facing. We need to look at those challenges as opportunities to inspire others to walk into their life purpose and walk into their missions. And I want to, if it's okay, share this one little song that I have wrote. It's 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Promise.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the power. Okay.
I'm actually gonna, let me see. I might be able to play it off my computer over here. If it sounds weird, let me know.
Okay, you just need the sound. You don't need us to see it. Okay.
No, I don't have a video for it. It's just something to listen to. So let me know if you can hear it in just a second. Are you able to hear it?
Yes.
Bits and pieces of it. It's real faint.
You hear now?
Came home and did it right away. Dropped to my knees and prayed to take over the world. Gotta lose this dang attitude. Learn to leave that this life's not just to you. Can't afford to be mindless and precious. Time is when I take over the world. I've got an agenda, a mission. Gotta be mindful inside of my intentions. Make sure my motive is peaceful before I take over the world. Careful what I say today. I know my words may lead some astray. Clear my throat, sugar with my herbal tea. Win over the world of speech. Candy abundance and blessing. Gratitude and self protection. Stay reflective and learn from my lessons. So I can take over the world. I've got an agenda, mission. Gotta be mindful inside of my intentions. Make sure my motive is peaceful before I take over the world. I've got an agenda, mission. Gotta be mindful inside of my intentions. Make sure my motive is peaceful before I take over the world.
Okay.
Love it.
That
Love
is
it.
it. Thank you.
That's it.
That's it.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Anyone want to share what you got out of what Lottie was sharing? That was powerful, baby.
Thank you.
I have a request, Lolly. That was you singing?
Yes.
Okay, I kind of had a little trouble hearing all the words. Can you
Oh.
repeat them?
Yes. Okay. So, the chorus said, I've got an agenda, a mission. I gotta be mindful and set my intentions. Make sure my motive is peaceful before I take over the world.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. And that, that is so true. Yeah. So, and what you were saying about, about love versus doing it, like if you're selling dope, that there's death and lives being destroyed. Even if maybe you don't smoke or you don't do any of the dope, and you're trying to do something for your family and be rich, and even some would say, I want those who reach higher levels, but this is how I can help the community. Really? So what you're saying about, you got to do it, your intention has to be for love. Love is, if we do everything under the umbrella of love, we don't even have to check ourselves, because love sets the tone, doesn't it, ladies?
Yes.
Love sets the goal. Love sets the, like you said, intention. What is your intention? That's beautiful. Anyone else want to share your thoughts?
I know why I'm here, what I came here to do. God has showed me, and God is in the process of, I tell God, I say, even though, we talked about it and it's my mission, you are the visionary because you know how to get there. So you show me and I do it and I follow, your instructions. And when you talk about, you didn't use the word hard, you said challenges. The way I like to view that is this. it's not any worse than what I've already been through.
Mm.
And so I just see myself, everybody on here knows who Serena Williams is, right? The tennis player.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes when you see her in a picture, she's, looking at the situation that's in front of her when she's playing tennis, and she has this cry that she yells out. And so I see myself doing that when I look back at what I've been through. And because I'm victorious on the other side, I yell at what I've already been through.
Mm.
And so anything that's coming, I tell myself it's not any worse than what I've already been through. And the fact that I know what I came here to do, and I know that there is a way to do it and who is leading me. And when I had asked God, this was after one of the shows that we did where you say you wake up and you ask God, who do I need to be today to accomplish what I need to do today? And I asked God that, and God said, I need you to be love every day. So you don't have to ask me, just be love and everything will be fine. So that's what I wanted to share.
Ashe, that's beautiful, Star.
Thank you.
Ashe. I want to share.
Okay.
She has her hand up.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that's me. I have my hand up. I just want to tap into what Star was sharing, especially when it comes to challenging situations, because I'm gonna be faced with them, and I know it can come, but I look at those as learning experiences. So whatever I'm getting ready to go through, I can learn something from it. That's gonna carry me into the next challenge or whatever. But every experience is a learning one for me. I try to have that approach. Yeah. So thank you, Star, for mentioning that, because that's important.
Yeah, that's because if you can get bombarded and knocked off this earth by your own self, by letting all that stuff that you can't change at all, because all of it past is past, and there's no such thing as the past. And the future is the future, although there's no such thing as the future, the only moment we have now. So when we just choose, like you said, Deetra, you just go ahead and say, okay, what's my lesson in this? What am I going to learn from this? And not a lesson as a what do you call it? Something of guilt or something when you go and they and the judge says you will be sentenced, you're sentenced, not as a sentence, but as something to learn. Like you said, Deetra, you can learn from that and improve from that instead of wallowing in it.
Yes.
Don't wallow in it. Just say, okay, put your seatbelt on. Because this is going to be a ride right here.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be a ride, but you're going to always come out on the top. You always learn a lot of stuff. I know people who get mad at God and they don't want to be bothered with God. And when I say God is whatever that is for you. But I said, oh no, I can't, because that's my only refuge. I can't get mad at the one that can get me out of this, and who knows that I was going into that. You get that? Knew that I was going into it. So already had the door prepared for me to go out of it. So, there's this song, I love God. You love God? I love God. You love God? I think it's Mary plays that, sings that. But yeah, I I gotta have one friend I know I can depend on to bring me out of whatever I'm going through. and so that I can be comfortable even in the midst of it, even in the midst. And that is that love of life, love of the people, love of the persons that are sending you through this, that are also in the mix of it.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm just thinking about being in the mix, because all those that, if all of us are going through turmoil, we're all in it, even though it might be at me. But everybody who's sending me ugly vibes, there is repercussions from that. There is a feeling in that moment. They are not feeling good if they're talking about and saying ugly thoughts and stuff. So walking in love, like Lottie said, just walk in love. Like Pam said, you don't have to ask me that. I want you to be, love is always always right. Always in all ways. Come on, Juanita.
Wow. I love that we're all talking the same language. Love, going back to the word, the first commandment being to love God with our whole heart, all our strength, all that we have, all that we are. And then it goes into the second part of that, loving our neighbor as ourselves. And the part in that is implicit, that is not explicitly said, is that part of loving ourselves. And it's in the part of loving God, the God within us. And that's a learning process for me. It comes into the learning that you all are speaking of, because too often we love in ways that are not love, to put it real simple. And we give ourselves to show somebody we love them in what they may consider to be love or receive as love. And sometimes we're hurting ourselves. Sometimes we're going through the world walking bent over backwards for others at times that we're not taking good care of ourselves. And in some ways, maybe even destroying ourselves, and wind up giving too much of ourselves beyond what we really had tapped into from God to give. And so I'm just grateful to have come to a point where I can recognize that I don't know. I don't know always what love is and what love looks like. And then I need to learn more about what that is, what it is for me to be a being of love. I am created of love. I am born of love. I am a creature of love. I am the offspring of love. That's a somewhat new paradigm for me that I'm learning to operate in. And that whole thing about setting our intentions, because I've been that person, oh my God, we gonna get this right. Even if I'm slapping you upside the head with the truth, even if I'm stomping you down because you don't know what's right, you don't know what's true, you don't know the formula, you're not going quote, we're gonna get according to the formula. Overlooking at the first element of the formula is the love. So I'm coming into it, y'all, and I thank you all for being those examples, especially you, Queen Aduni. You're an awesome light, an awesome example for me to learn how to walk in the light of love, to live in the light of love that God has placed within me, so that his purpose in creating me can be manifested in this earth in love, with all whatever skills and talents and, whatever I can do, however I can speak. It goes back to that scripture that talks about, if I can, talk like kings, walk like kings and all that, if I don't have love, I ain't got nothing. Mm-hmm. So I'm learning this, and I'm grateful to be a part of this group that's helping me to rise to a higher level of love. Thank you.
Ashe. It's funny when you were talking about that. I remember this one incident, oh my goodness, where my boyfriend, I was in San Diego, young, in my 20s, was I even 20 yet? I wasn't even 20. Anyway, so my boyfriend comes over, I'm at a friend's house and stuff, and there's agitation going on. And I'm in a little Volkswagen, right? I'm in a Volkswagen, and my boyfriend, his name is Stanley, was Stanley, he's passed. But Stanley comes and he's got me like this. I'm in a Volkswagen, right? And he's got me like this. Oh, the Volkswagen. And he's choking me, and he said, "Don't you know I love you?" And I'm like, "Please don't love me no more." So love shows its face in different ways to some people, you know. So no, don't love me. Don't love me like that. Don't love me. Deidre.
Oh, thanks for sharing that. That was not funny, but just it looks like it was something
Yeah, it was something
interesting.
Mhm.
Right. I just wanted to share that Juanita, thank you for sharing what you did. And it made me realize that I feel like I have truly been blessed because I'm learning to be an observer of chaotic situations in my life and other people's life, whatever, but I don't have to attach them to who I am. So it seemed like it's putting years on my life, you know what I mean? Because I'm not taking on so much. I'm just observing, things that are happening and saying, I don't have to attach myself to this, So it's really a blessing to be just observe things instead of being so much a part of it, So I just wanted to share that because it really came to my mind again,
Mhm. And that's really cool because many times we feel like we need to jump into everything.
Mhm.
We need to be part of everything. We have the solution. And especially if you're like the elder daughter, elder child and stuff like that, you just take that on. Or if you have a, what do you call it? Your sign says that you are this type of person. And it is that characteristic, character of your sign, your astrological sign. That what it says is to you look at that and see what's working and what doesn't work for you. It's not that has to be you. You just have to manage that. If you just you give everything of yourself, that's just who I am, and that's my sign. My sign is Aquarius. And well, if that's not working for your life, and it is part of who you are, then you need to manage that part.
Yes.
That you just take it on, well, that's just who I am and stuff. No, that's not working for other people. And knowing how important it is, and some people, I've heard it said, and I probably said it in my lifetime, well, that's just who I am. And so everybody's just gonna have to deal with it. No, you need people to cooperate with you. This is important. You cannot get your goals met without others. And so if part of your personality is that is not opening up for people to help you, not forcefully, but they want to because of who you are being in all your moments, even your ugly moments are like, yeah. And then coming right out of that in love. It's the love that pulls us through. It really is. It's the love. It's not your skill level or your all. It's love. Love conquers everything. So, and that love starts with ourselves and accepting whatever it is, whatever that situation is, acceptance, and then, okay, Lord, let's deal with this. Let's deal with this, and let's not hurt anybody in the midst of dealing with it. That does not mean that you're not straight up and you're not like this is what it is. This is how it's occurring for me, and then take that on. And I love what Lolly said when she shared from the sacred, that because I wrote that down. When we use our gifts, we are doing sacred work. Yeah. Mama Evelyn, how do you feel when you're doing your work?
Very peaceful, very zen. Yeah, I'm in my element. I get real cranky when I don't create. I'm a bitch when I don't create. I am mean. I don't want to be bothered. But when I can get it together, because I have several different projects going on at once, but that's okay. I'm learning to deal with that. And I wanted to say that this group, these few weeks, has helped me so much in opening myself up to possibilities, whereas I thought things had to show up in my life a certain way, and I was stuck in that. And so, for an example, I woke up this morning thinking how blessed I was. I've never been in a long-term intimate relationship. It's always been, but with the men that I have been intimate with, none of them have ever tried to control me. None of them have ever disrespected me. They were always truthful in whatever. And I thought about my daughter's father, and we have heated discussions, but he has always encouraged me. And so he's helping my daughter go through, come to a decision about how to help herself be more, use her money more wisely, take it, because I grew up in a situation where you fake it till you make it, or you kind of struggle, and then dad would hit the lottery, and then all bills will be paid.
Yeah.
And you go out and buy a TV, or you go out and buy what you need, and you buy a few things that you want, but I wasn't taught to save or invest. So I'm starting to change my mind about that. And so he was telling her how to do something. And then he's there for me now. He's told me with the selling of my house, I will come up there and I will negotiate on your behalf. And I'm like, I was thinking, I really didn't want to bother him, and I was getting somebody here and blah. No, he's there for me.
Yeah.
And so I'm instead of saying, well, it has to be this way or it has to be that way, I'm just saying, this is what I prefer. I prefer to buy a car outright, and then we just do the insurance, but we'll see how everything shows up, opening myself up to the possibilities, because it never shows up for me the way I think it's supposed to. So I'm appreciative.
Yes, that's wonderful. Lily B, can you come and share, if you want to come and share, how has your work, how is it sacred? And when you're doing your work, your sacred work, or your passion, your purpose, how is that sacred for you? I don't know if she's able to come on.
One second. I pulled over. 1 second.
Oh, no.
All right, I'm here, beautifuls. Y'all know where I'm at. My favorite place. But yeah, so
in your sacred space.
absolutely. So you said, how has my passion, or how do I utilize it sacredly? I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Basically, that's what I'm asking. Yes. How does that show up as your sacred work and love?
What I pour into it.
And you have to tell us what that work is.
Okay, so My work, let me turn my car off a little bit. My work is I make waste beads, and I also, one of my main things, my main work is how I pour into it is I take care of another person. That's
Okay.
a major thing that requires patience, and that requires selflessness, and that helps teach me how to be more patient, not only with others, but with myself. We need that. I don't think we are as patient as we should be with ourselves in certain standpoints or in certain instances. Ew, got a bug in here. And the other thing is my waist beads. Now, when I do that, that takes patience as well. So it's all going on to being patient with yourself and learning and having a steady hand. And when doing it, it's sitting still because you can't be moving all around. Well, I can a little bit because I've been doing this for a while, but moving around and stuff like that, wasting beads, you want to sit there, you want to figure out your pattern. It's going to take time, and you can spend that with yourself. Speaking positivity over them, and just me, I enjoy doing it. So when I come up with something cute, I get real excited because I'm ready to see it on somebody.
Yeah.
Instantly, because I love how it makes me feel to know that this is some of my work, or even just this is me adorning. And when I spend time with others, especially my one-on-ones, when I go and they pick out the things that they need, their beads or anything that's specifically pleasing towards them, I like them to look and see and pick what they feel on the inside, like their first pick. Like, you like this? I don't like to pick for people. I like them to pick their own stuff. I will, and I do it. But when I do, I feel like it's me just putting them together. I like them to pick their own stuff. And that's a sacred moment because this is spending time with somebody or spending time with myself as I be, and take the time out to have patience and taking time out for yourself. That's one of the things that's sacred to me, because I don't like to be interrupted or anything when I'm in a swing of beating, because that's when I got my flow. When my little hand like this, and you see me looking like I can't see, and I'm stuck on the palm of my hand, that's me beating. And in my mind, I'm enjoying it. It's relaxing, especially when I do it at the water. And that's the sacred thing. Occasionally I love doing it in groups as well. Those are sacred moments with a group. And we talk about, that's when you have time to talk about different things and express things and just enjoy one another. Excuse me, enjoy one. I just got off work, y'all. I'm a little tired, but to enjoy one another. So that's a beautiful, sacred thing. It's an art. It's a form of art. That's my art form. It's beading. I enjoy it. Well, I got a lot of little art forms, but my main one is beading. That's my passion. Waist beads is part of. I'm passionate about it. I love how it makes others feel. I love informing them about it. Yeah, that's. Hopefully, I'm not talking. Yeah, I pour love into what I do. When I touch you, when I put my hands upon somebody, I don't have any ill intentions.
Yeah.
And I want people to feel that. I want them to, when I touch people, they can feel me. I don't really have to say much because it's always a genuine feel. It's nothing negative. This is from my heart. And that when you have it on your body, when you see yourself in it, when you smile, it makes me smile.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy adorning people. I don't know. I get how do I say?
We can see it on your face when you're talking.
Yeah, like my sister in the background trying to give me words. Shut up, Amber. This is not cool. Anywho, but yeah, I do get a sense of joy out of knowing that, okay, this is something that I created, especially when we're doing layering and stuff like this, because some people, they don't know about it, or they just think it's just to go on because it's just fashion, but it's a little deeper than that. It's a spiritual thing. These are tools, you utilize them to however you want to utilize them. So it's a lot. It's a lot behind it, but I enjoy it. It's my passion. I'm passionate about it. And it's I get profit from it as well. So I finally found something to do that I love doing. And yeah, it's a cool
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, Lily B, I experienced, ladies, I experienced her passion and her sacred work at the last sister circle. And she
Yes.
had a bag of, all these waist beads, and she wouldn't let you put it on. Let me put it on. Let me serve you and stuff. And you
Yeah.
pick it out, and then and if it was too long or too short, she would, go until she could find something. But there was such a joy, Lily, in what you were doing. It was like a ministry to you, that you
Yeah.
were, and we just surrendered and, let her put it on and stuff like that. That was awesome. So
Yeah.
I get that. I totally, star
Oh,
showing
yeah.
first.
Yeah. See?
Yes. So thanks.
I got on one too by Lily.
Yes, yes.
We carry Lily with us.
Yes.
She's the reason I'm here, actually. So
Yeah.
That
Yes,
is true.
girl.
That is
Yes.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm definitely in appreciation of y'all. I mean, I appreciate the time that we like when I spend time with my clients. I always say, "Oh, you my cousin now," but when I spend time, it's time because we're talking. I get people that's usually a little shy and not that talkative to talk. I inform them on the beads and let them know, like, it's just not a bracelet around your waist. It's not just jewelry. It's just not for, you don't have to only use it for weight loss. You put your mind into it, you can use it for a lot more than that. So I definitely, because my sister, she done took hers off. I'm tired of her. She not getting no more from me. But when she started off, she felt like, she was too big for them. And that's one of the main things that I encourage. Like, these are for everyone. Don't put a size to them. You don't have to be a certain size to have them. So
Yeah.
that's one of the main things I push heavy on as well, because that's how I kind of started off with making waist beads and stuff like that, and wanting them for myself, is because I went somewhere and couldn't get a certain type of jewelry, which was the belly chain, because of my size. Me being a crafter, I said, I got y'all. So yeah, I did that. It went from there. My daughter was heavy on my back. We did one parade event. She was like, Mom, we got to sell these. And thereon, it's been a go. My cousins, I've had so many people, my sisters, I've had so many people see my passion in this, to the point to where they're like, no, you got to do this. So I have a strong foundation of folks behind me pushing, because they see how I feel about it. They see how I talk about it to people and explain it, and how I enjoy it. So, once you find something that you can do and you enjoy doing it, I feel like you should run, grab it, snatch it, and go. Mama Evelyn, you too. You know what I'm talking about.
Right. Did you ever meet Mama Samara?
I don't think so.
Okay, because she was phenomenal in the community. She was a singer, she was an artist, and she was my friend and my spiritual guide, just everything. But her she did waist beads for herself, and she would do them with a purpose. And when they came off, that means the assignment was complete. So I just wanted to share that. That means, okay, the assignment is complete. Don't try to put them back on, set them aside, because you accomplished whatever your intention was when you made them.
Yes, absolutely. And then I always tell, like, I try to make sure I tell my ladies, because some of them will be like, but what if they break? Well, then it was time for them to break. Because I know I have sturdy quality. I make sure everything is quality. I don't want nothing popping. I have my run with that, using thread. Ooh, the different threads I've used. Anywho, I like them to be durable and stuff like that. But if they so happen to come off it from weight loss, if they drop down, now I do retighten. Some of my women like me to retighten once they lose weight. They like their bead so much. They're like, okay, it's down to my waist. Tighten me back up to down to my hips. Tighten me back up to my waistline. I want to see if I can drop some more. Now that's when they do using certain ones, or one for weight control and weight loss purposes. But if they break, I say, hey, relax. It just means it's time for another one. Hang that one up. That's a trophy. You did that. And that's how I feel about it. Because at first, I had a couple of ladies like, oh, they used to, my waist beads broke. Oh my God. Da, 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 da. Girl, I got about 7 waist beads hanging up on my lamp right now. I woke up with some in the bed. Not recently. I'm doing all right now. But it happens. And that's just what it is. So I don't want, like, I always make sure them to know that don't fret. Even just, it might be the energy. So it might be time for them to come off. You done broke up with somebody, this, that, and the third. It might be time for them to come off. So that's for real, Mama Evelyn. So yeah, when they come off, it's just time. That's all. That is all. Now if you snag them or something like that, you made a mistake and broke them, it's all right. Lily got some more. Lily got some more, so for sure.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. You know what? I'm getting that from Deetra. She's such a polite, and it's not her faking it. That is just who
That's who she is.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
So yeah,
And I see Sister Mama Razia here, and she is making me smile because I just love her.
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lily.
Lily, first of all, Lily, the way that your little spirit brightens as soon as you start talking about the waist beads, you're just like, oh yeah, this and that. And that's one way to know that you are really walking into your purpose. You're really walking that mission. And that is so beautiful. I do want to say, I want to do a little recap of what we talked about so far real quick. But before I do that, Lily, don't you have an event today?
Yes, I do. I have an event today from 6 to 9. The Goddess Circle, the Full Moon Circle. It's going to be a beautiful thing. It's on Eventbrite. If you all like, we would like for you guys to RSVP so we'll be able to do a decent head count. But if not, you can still come. Bring a friend. Please bring a blanket, wear something flowy, dress warm, layers. Mama Queen Aduni, what you say? Layer up.
Layer and take them off if it's hot.
Absolutely. We trying to dance. I got to do some push-ups. Mama, hey girl, hey twin. We out here. Yes, ma'am. I'm listening. Yes, ma'am. I know you out here. But yes,
do some vertical push-ups. They're easier. Do vertical push-ups. They're much easier, and you can stretch it.
Push absolutely.
Up.
That's what I do.
There you go.
I'm ready to
enjoy
the atmosphere. I'm ready to just be one and be. I'm ready to talk about these waist beads. I'm ready to just see the atmosphere, the layout, the smiles and the synergy. I'm ready to create big synergy and stand by that water and watch it wave up. So yes, whoever's coming, I can't wait to see y'all. For those that can't make it, I understand. But come on, y'all, let's go.
Thank you, Lily, for sharing that, because my stepdaughter wears waist beads, and I never really understood. They look pretty, but I didn't know it was a deeper meaning behind that. So thank you for sharing.
You're very, very welcome.
Where's the full moon gonna be tonight? The full moon ceremony.
It's gonna be at Stockton Park. That's East Detroit, near, I think, they always tell me about Kid Rock Mansion, but it's Stockton Park.
That's it.
Yep, it's across Jefferson Gordon toward the water.
Oh, okay. So how do you get to your invitation? You said it's on Eventbrite.
Yes.
So how is
I'm
not
pulling it
sure.
up right. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna pull it in.
Yeah, because
Thanks.
Mama
Thank
Edgewater
you,
wants the
Mama.
information too.
So, how do I
In the
I,
chat.
I told her I sent it.
okay.
Thank you. Oh, hey. Oh, it's on
Okay,
here.
great. Peace, you
Hey,
want to
girl.
chime in? You want to chime in on your baby?
Yep, this is Pieces. This is Pieces thing. I'm joining in with her. I'm thankful that she let me slide in. Hey, girl.
Hey girl, hey. Ooh, girl. Ooh, child. I know I feel bad. Well, I didn't just wake up, I just got out the bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
Yeah, Peace, can you share how, it's just a little bit about how Sister Circle came about, so we know the value of this?
Oh yeah, sure. Hey everybody. Good rising, grand rising.
Grand Rising.
In 2007, I was living in South Florida with my family. My ex-husband, my children. I think I had three children at the time. Four. And I was working like 60 hours a week at a law office, very busy law office. And I was working 60 hours a week. I was in school part-time. I would come home in the middle of the night, cook dinner, love on my husband, go to sleep for a few hours, wake up and do it all over again. So I found myself in this loop. And it was hard for me to get out. So one day I had a breakdown with my husband and I was just crying to him and I was just like, I feel lonely. Like I know I have you and I have the children, but I feel lonely. Like I just don't feel support. I don't feel fulfilled. And he was like, well, what do you need? I was like, I just need some sisters, some friends, social circle, something. This was long before the internet. Well, no, not long before it, but before Facebook and all of that. So he was like, well, just throw something together here at the house, like just do it yourself instead of crying about it. I was like, you're right, sir. So I decided to make a brunch at my house and I made some invitations. I gave them to my coworkers. I gave them to the ladies at the daycare center. I didn't know a lot of people because we had just moved to Florida. So I just gave it to people that I knew and the women showed up like 20 deep. We had a wonderful time. We ate, we drank, we laughed, we cried, we played. We did it all. I thought it was going to be a couple hours long. They ended up staying till 6, 7 o'clock at night. Like it was amazing thing. And that's when I realized, like, wow, I wasn't the only one that needed this. Like, we all needed this, and these were women, we didn't know each other, but we came together and we created a sisterhood in a matter of an afternoon. And it helped me to see the power of women and how we need each other. I had a nice house, I had a car, I had a great job, I had a family in place. I had a man that loved me, children that loved me, my health, everything. But there was something I kept feeling like was missing. And when I was able to bond with other women, that's when I found like, oh, this is what I'm missing, And so that's where it started. So it started in Florida at my home in 2007. Then the women came back and was like, when you gonna do it again? I was like, huh? It's like, when you gonna do it again? I'm like, okay. So I did it again and I just started doing it every month. And then like a year later, I moved to Detroit. And about a year after I moved to Detroit, I started doing them again. And I just been doing them ever since.
Mm-hmm. I see. Lolly, did you have some other? Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. So I just wanted to do just a recap for those who just came in and what we've been talking about so we can kind of reset and continue the conversation. But we were talking a lot about our mission, our purpose in love. And I read a few pieces from a few different books, but really the idea was that our work, when we're walking our mission, every day when we're walking in this mission, this is sacred work. And that comes with that responsibility of doing it with love and not allowing the challenges to stop us from our work, but using it as a way to inspire others to begin to walk into their mission and their purpose. And so we've been sharing a lot of what we do within our missions and how, it impacts us and others. And I wanted to add another piece. There's a concept called dependent origination, or the law of dependent origination. What does that mean? That means that literally for every push, there's a pull. It's kind of like I do something and it impacts others, and other people do things and it impacts me. And so basically, I need you and you need me in order for us to continue, right? And so that's where it goes back to doing our mission, doing our sacred work with love, with that intention that I mentioned in my song, because we are impacting our own lives, of course, but we're impacting the world. We're impacting every other person. We're impacting our sister circles. And so we should keep that in mind. So I think one question that I have that I would like for anyone to share about their journey is, in what ways do you benefit others and yourself in your mission? So in what ways do you benefit yourself and others in your mission? That's the question. If anybody wants to answer.
I want to say something, and to tell you why I wrote one of the words to your song, the chorus. That's how I keep myself lifted. I write things down, and when I need to, I go back and read them. And also, I'm a minister, so when I minister to people, when God brings it to mind, okay, you wrote that down, share that with them. That's another reason why I wanted it. And when you said, about the agenda and the mission, and you got to be mindful, set intentions, make sure my motive is peaceful before I take over the world. I had to take over my own world first and get myself free from the chains. And once I did that, now that I've done that, even though there's still some things I'm working on, I can truly walk forward into, like the question that you just asked, in order to help other people. And someone had said that our gifts are not for us, they're for the world. And so, did I answer your question?
No, but yeah, keep going.
Say the question again.
So the question, in what ways do you benefit yourself and others in your mission? So you kind of answered that, but if you wanted to further elaborate, you definitely can.
I never knew what my passion was. Sheila would ask me often, sometimes, and I just never knew. Now I know what it is. And I was so bound up with everything, all these chains that I had not let go of. I don't blame anybody. I was raped when I was 7. I don't even blame that on anybody. I take responsibility for that. They say, well, you was just a child. It doesn't matter. If I don't take responsibility, I can't move forward. I'm stuck there, and I cannot be. And so I take full responsibility for everything that has happened to me. I use it in my ministry to help people because it's a testimony now. And it just comes natural. That's one reason why I said I did hair for 25 years, something I said I would never do. And here I am, retired 25 years later, and I would minister to my clients in my chair, and it just brings me joy when I do that. I think I may have answered it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like what you shared, Star, when you were saying that about the responsibility, but you also shared, what I wrote down here, that thing was meant to destroy you, and it has taken a big toll of your life for all these years. But now you are able to see that thing as an instrument to help. It gives you a whole different perspective of what happened, and the responsibility of, I see the responsibility in my life like that, as that, like you went through what you went through, but another person who experienced the exact same thing that you did dealt with it in a different way. That's where the responsibility, not the blame or anything. It's like, okay, I did this. I killed somebody as a result of somebody doing this to me. I hurt someone else. Or it could be that that person is in a space where they were able to take that thing and turn it around, So yeah. And then now just seeing, I'm gonna tell you, you ladies, sisters, seeing Star now, Pam is the Star, she's out there. She's out there, and I can see the joy, I can see the purpose that's her own, that is hers, not somebody else where she's just helping. And all of our gifts, the sacredness of it is the sharing it. It is the helping someone else. And when you don't know what your passion is, it doesn't mean you're not helping other people, but I'm gonna tell you, when you're doing what God tells you to do, what your purpose is, what I am is how he's moving and how she's grooving in the midst of all that. Man, it is so, so beautiful. And then when you find your unique way of doing it, the people have told me in the singing world, why don't you do the what's that called? Ad lib or
freestyle?
Well, yeah, that, but the when they go off in the Sarah Vaughan thing, what is that called?
Scatting.
And I couldn't do it because I speak in tongues, fluently. I can just go there. And then of course there's different levels of the speaking in tongues when the spirit just really takes over you. But I knew that if I was to relax my tongue to do that, that's how I thought you had to do it, then it's not going to come out like that. But in all these years, and people would say, now go ahead and scat. And I'll be like, no, I don't know how to do it like Sarah Vaughan, like that. But one day it just came out, and it came out. Well, God had to remind me that that's my mind, that's my expression. And I don't, so when I relaxed in that, then I'm able to now, if I'm singing and I'll go into my particular kind of scat, which is a very rhythmic, it is very percussionist, when I go into it, and especially if I really go into it, it's, my whole body gets into it, because I'm yanda, yeah, all of that with the music. And I'm very comfortable with it now, very comfortable. As a matter of fact, I did it one time, and I just started singing. And I'm in the band, and I just started singing. I didn't know the words. I just started singing it. And the bass player came to me and was just saying that, matter of fact, I just saw her a couple of weeks ago, and she said it spoke to her. So whatever those words were, it spoke to that person. She was to be ministered to, and everybody else was just listening to, the scatting kind of thing. So that freed me. Star, it freed me that to trust that what comes out of me is love. What comes out of me is pure. And the intention of that is what's, like Lolly said, that's super important. What is the intent for it? Anyone else want to share?
Okay, I'll go next.
Okay, good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Het.
Hananiah.
Yeah.
Mama.
It's Hania, and I'm sorry
Okay.
I did not greet you, sisters. I'm visiting my sister Razia, so I came in because I wanted to come in this morning, but I also wanted to respond because it's very, very potent. Is what you and both the sisters y'all said, how my life has been affected. But if I may, or
yes, please.
Yes, please.
And I've given it a name now. What I do is empathic dancing. And coming up, I was always so shy, so self-conscious of my weight. So I would want to join in the little fun with the relatives and stuff, but I was always too shy to dance in front of them. And it took me a long time to get to the point where, as much as I enjoy music and I feel it, I learned how to express it in my dance. And when I did it in front of someone, they gave me a standing ovation. And because it was a little amateur little thing that we had at the picnic where I worked. They had an annual picnic, and I decided this was going to be my first opportunity to dance in front of someone. And I did. I was going to do Yolanda Adams, More Than a Melody. And it turns out that all I had with me was Regina King, If I Could. So I had a piece that I would say to the people first about the mothers, how we have so much respect and gratitude for the mothers whose shoulders we stand on from way back, who made a lot of things possible for us, and for the pain that we suffer from watching our children go through things that we can't change it because we can't cry their tears. And so when I dance to that, it's like, at first I'm a little shy, and I start looking in the faces of the people, and that spirit I feel coming from them, it's like it takes over, and oh my goodness, I'm realizing that is my passion. I felt so good with that, and doing it, I'm realizing I need to do it more, because when I don't do it, I feel like an old woman. My legs get stiff, and my back hurt. And when I'm dancing, I don't feel none of that. So I'm just saying, hopefully, maybe if I even come to the moon goddess celebration tonight, maybe, yes, maybe I can get a chance to share that. And I think my spirit is saying, yeah, girl, you better get in there so you can get back to it, because you act like you're forgetting. So, had to share that.
That's
Yes,
great.
yes.
Great.
Awesome. Lolly, I'm sorry. Lily's name was down there.
No worries. I think, let me see. I saw in the chat, Mama Haru wanted to say something as well.
Well, come on, girl. Come on, sister.
I wanted Mama Evelyn. Mama Evelyn was ready. I can go after her.
Oh,
She
yes,
was ready.
yes,
She
yes,
was
Mama.
ready.
Okay. When did I realize it? I realized, well, I've been collecting phrases and sayings forever. I've got maybe 200. That would be a whole lot of earrings. But and yeah, so
and a whole lot of money.
Okay,
let's add that part.
I realized it at Transforming Love Community's 10th anniversary.
Wow.
I was a vendor, and Spirit told me, I had these cards. I had these angel saying cards, and I loved I loved, you pick from A to Z, you pick a word and you go and find out what it means.
You may go tonight to the.
And Spirit told me, said, reproduce these, put them on some cardstock, put a nice little backing on them, and have them where they can take the cards, but they I had to watch my book, they go through it and they read what it says. So they would pick a card, and there was so many women there that started crying in front of me or hugging. Wow. Because the message that they picked was exactly what they needed. Mm-hmm. And I realized that. I said, whenever so like in my dial kits, I have scrolls with the sayings on them, and it just, whatever the message is, whatever it is you use, whether it's cards, whatever it is, when you pick it, that message is for you. God is talking to you, and you better listen. And it's just, seeing the women just be so emotional with the message, that what they had just been through, or what they had just went through, or what they had just completed, was exactly what they had just done the right thing. And that was so beautiful. And I was like, oh, I'm just, oh, I really, it just gives me a high. You just can't get with any drugs, So yeah, that's when I realized it. And so yeah, I have saying I'm writing down what everybody's saying sometimes. Oh, that's a good saying to go on here, have my little notebook here ready for all this wisdom that comes up and out of our mouths at any given time.
Yeah. Awesome. Mama Hep.
My camera together. My camera wasn't working. Grand Rising, everybody. So, Lolly, I really appreciate what you're challenging us with today. And I'm thinking through my mind, what do I talk about? Which topic do I talk about? And I want to say that I need to go to yesterday when I was doing the face painting. So our passions are things that we would do even if we weren't even paid for it.
Yeah.
But it's great when we are.
Yes.
So no matter what,
Yeah.
no matter what, on any given day, Mama
I
had.
say.
Let's take that in.
Mhm.
So on any given day, I will have paint on. I like to wear paint, dots on my face or arms or legs or what have you. So I was called Wednesday night, and the Bible's like, Mama had, I know it's short notice. I'm great with short notice. People don't know that. I'm great with short notice. Baba Shamari called and said our face painter had a death in the family and she's not able, and I wanted to ask you, could you come and do face paint? And I wanted to tell him yes when he asked me in the beginning, but I let him finish talking. So I told Baba Shamari, I said, now I don't do butterflies, but I'll do some dots. I can put dots in the shape of a butterfly, so I'm there to paint the children. So the Bible brings the children out. Now, I know we are in this pandemic, but the Bible brings like 15 children. I was like, oh, now this is a classroom. I said, now that's going to be a different price, but I didn't say anything. So as the babies came over, I told them, I said, listen, I said, my name is Mama Het. I need you all to spread apart and spread out. I said, this is my office. I said, when you come and sit, we're going to have a talk. And so that helps me decide what to put on the babies. So what happened was the children would come and sit. I'd ask them their name and their birthday. One little boy didn't know his birthday, and I almost fell out my little pretend chair that I had there. But when I told them, I said, I asked them what they like to do. One young lady told me that she liked to rap, but not in front of people. So I told this baby, I said, listen, I asked her what color she wanted. And then I loved it when they would pick a color, and I got like 5 different versions of a color. So that, I was messing with them. I was messing with their little minds. I was laughing. I said, well, which light pink do you want? You want the pink or the light pink or the, whatever, the pale pink. So she picked her colors. And, this is helping them I want them to, forget I'm there, right? So that's why I take them to the colors and everything so they'll leave for a moment and leave this place. So she said, I like to rap, but not in front of people. I said, so I'm looking at her, and I never know what I'm going to put on their faces. So my hand is doing like this. It's like getting an energy reading, right? And so I tell her, I said, listen, I said, these dots are going to represent. I said, since you don't like to rap in front of people, we still got things for you to do. I said, you need to start recording your voice and writing your lyrics. I said, because everybody doesn't want to be in front of the stage. I said, there are people that want content they have the stage present, but they don't have the content. I said, so you will begin to put your words on paper and voice record yourself, since you don't want to be in front of people. So I'm putting stuff, dotting her face up and everything. But I never know what I'm going to put on people. And I really don't like them to tell me what they want. But I'm evolving. I had one young man tell me he wanted a lion. And I was like, I said, baby, Mama Het don't do lions like that. I said, you know what? I mixed up some colors at this time. I'm supposed to be gone. I was supposed to do this from 1 to 3. So I took my fan paintbrush and I dipped it in it. He said, you're going to mix the colors? I said, now you asked me for a line and I told you I don't know. So I'm making this up as I go along. So I used the fan brush and I put like 5 different feathery pieces and I make the little curl. You know how the cat's got the little the nose, did that. I was like, dang, it's a lion. So, doing anything that we do, if you go ahead and submit to that gift that you have, it will grow. It will become whatever it is it's supposed to become for you.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm hearing you all talk and how you've all evolved because it was something that you enjoyed, even though that you were shy and afraid to go on and come out. Because I was, the babies get to see me evolve. I had another parent. They came in. The mother and father came in. I had all the children waiting. We didn't even have a line. I don't do lines. They were just all over the place. And I would pick. I would ask them if, just different things to make them pick. Sometimes I picked the babies that were just standing there. But one set of parents told me that they're like, my son is next. I said, oh, your son is next? And they said, yeah, my son is next. I said, oh, okay. So then they want to stand with me as I'm doing. I said, y'all got to go away. This is my time with this baby. The mama sat down. She said, baby, what you want to get? I said, mama. I said, I didn't use the word no. I said, mama. I got my face covered too. I'm in a mask and a hat. So they stepped back. I said, listen, parents, I need you all to go away because I want to speak with this baby by myself. What do you mean? I said, you gave me your rule that he was next, so now it's my turn to do a rule, right? So I talked to the baby. He didn't really know what he wanted. I said, what do you like? He said, I like games. So I said, okay, so you're going to be a game developer because I don't want them playing games. You could play the game, but you could also create the game and be the developer. We're going to empower these babies, okay? We don't want you to be the consumer no more. So he told me that he likes his shirt had ninjas because he didn't really know what he wanted. And I knew there's some kind of way we're going to find out what it is. I don't need mama to tell me. You with him all the time. This is my baby right now. So I he had on a t-shirt. So I made his little ninja. They got the little eyes with the little eyebrows going over with a little bandana. So I went on and did that. But, parents, sometimes, when are the children going to get the chance to say who they are without your help?
Input, yes.
Without your, what I wanted to do when I was little, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I could have told mama, you sit on down here, let me paint you. Little boss lady. But anyway, I didn't have any negativity yesterday. It went really well. It went really well.
Awesome.
So I was thankful that I went on and was present for myself in this effort, if you will. So y'all go on and do the thing. Don't be afraid. Go on and put your big toe out there. Put your big toe out there. The big toe out there and go on and do it. The world is waiting for us.
You gave me an idea. You gave me an idea. Yeah, because parents are always trying to take over the kids' art. So when we do Hug Detroit, when parents come up and no, you make your own.
That's right. Yes, Mama Evelyn. Yes, because they will. They put this color. Hey.
Stay in the lines.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put on my sign, no parents allowed. No adults allowed. If you come, you gotta bring your what do you call it? Your little girl? You gotta bring your little self, but no adults.
Yes.
No adults allowed.
Adults allowed.
Yes.
Love it.
None.
Love it. Love it.
I love it.
You know what? On
That's
that,
a good idea.
on that, Mama had when I first was creating the Hug Detroit, when we were doing that, and I had this whole thing, just transforming the whole street and stuff. Peace was with me when we did our first one, and I had at the gate that they had to put that there would be a barrel there, and you had to drop your adult being in the barrel, and you had to take on being a child to enter.
Bring that back. Bring that on back. Because adults get stuffy. The adults are stuffy.
Yeah.
That's why when I was little, I always wanted to have a daycare center. I said, because I don't want to deal with adults. And one of the ladies told me, they said, Mama, if you don't have no adults, who's going to bring the children? So I had to rethink that one. It didn't work.
Mama, now Willie, you want to join in?
Great day, bright moments, everyone.
Hi.
Hey, everybody. A little jet lagging some more, but grateful. So one of the things well, many things I love, and I would do for free. One of the ones that came to mind was teaching tennis for years, and just the joy of seeing a child connect with a sport. Many of them who've never even played a sport, held a racket, and giving them history about some of my role models like Althea Gibson and some of the great athletes. So one of the things I remember was when the parents would come on the court to bring their children. Okay, don't sit on the bench because the place you're going to sit is outside the fence. And that was the rule of thumb. You do not come on. We're holding court, and the people that are holding court are the people with the rackets who are in session. Your session is outside the court. And it just, it got to where kids would get to the gate and open it and just hug their parent. Don't bring me a lunch. I got my water bottle. I'm set. I'm together. I know what I'm here for. And so, parents got, some of them would try to sit outside, and then some I would tell, just, can you go shopping? Can you go to your car and meditate? You do not. This is our time. And it's very precious, and the court is very sacred. The court to me is like a kingdom or queendom for those children that I taught. And so many things were learned, even though tennis is a very individual, quote unquote, sport. Um, the opportunity to play doubles and then to do team games. Um, I called it, tennis was their opportunity or gift of growth place. And we even did art. We colored tennis rackets. We did wacky games. We just had so much fun on that playground called the tennis court. So indeed, it's my passion. I would teach a frog how to play tennis. I love playing. I love what it has given me. It's such a peace. I feel so free on the court. I teach when I warm up the children, I give them an exercise. This is your place to fly and to soar and just have a good time. So yeah, tennis is one of my passions. I'm looking at my racket in the closet now, and I'm looking forward to connecting to the other birds that fly and soar on the courts here in Detroit.
Palmer Park got a brand new court. If you got 2 racks, I'll come out there and
I got
play.
2. I got 2 and newly restrung. So yeah, it's on and cracking.
I
It's
played
on and
tennis
cracking.
1 year in high school.
Okay, it's oh, and it's a beautiful, beautiful sport. I'm so grateful that I picked up the racket. And one of the things that got me into teaching yoga was having success winning in tournaments, but being sad when I won and I was collecting the trophies. I was like, well, something's not right here. And realized after I got into a yoga class and the teacher training, I was holding my breath. I was not exhaling. Had to retrain, teach, and love myself into letting go. So in that sound that you hear, Serena, she's the queen of letting go. Yes, the queen of letting go. So I love you all. Thank you for allowing me to share. Thank you, Lali.
Yeah, well, we have another sister that I want her to share how she came about her passion. And she is also going to come back at another time where she can really we get to experience it and what she offers. And Reverend Omani, if you remember, she has spoken of the sister and that she had taken her, that she had just come back from it. And you remember she was talking about being naked and all of that kind of stuff, getting to know herself. And so Claudette Faison is with us, and she's going to come back at another time and do a session with us, and so that we can hopefully the result would be all of us wanting to come to one of her retreats. So I want to introduce to you Claudette. Am I saying your last name right? Did I even say yeah, Claudette Faison. Come on, baby, join us and share your life, your passion.
Spirit works in most mysterious ways. I am never up taking any call, doing anything at 8 o'clock in the morning since I go to bed between 3 and 4. They say 4 o'clock is the best time to meditate. I can't imagine waking up at 4 o'clock to meditate. So I stay up so I can meditate at 4 o'clock. So my wake up time is between 10 and 11. My first call is at 11. And so Spirit, I always say God has a sense of humor. So to give me this one at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I had another call at 9 o'clock. I said, I'm gonna put these two on the same day. Because I can't get up to be on the call at 8 o'clock one day and then the next day be on the call at 9 o'clock. No, that's too much interruption. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. In my meditation, I did a journey, a spiritual journey. I think it was in June. And I do a lot of things. And what I really got out of that meditation, and I've meditated, in Peru and Brazil, if you know what kind of meditation I'm talking about right now. And inside of that meditation, the last thing I got was Spirit didn't need my help, just needed my body.
Wow.
It's Spirit. And so when I listened to you women this morning talking about the gifts that you have, all Spirit driven, and just needed your body for it to do what it needed to do. And I really got that Spirit didn't need my help. Sometimes I would get an idea from Spirit and then go, oh, I got this. And I really didn't I got what I thought it was doing. And those are the moments when I get challenged. I walk into the challenge when I take what's not mine and think it's mine. I tell people all the time, I don't think Whitney Houston had anything to do with that voice of hers. I think it was given her. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. And so the gifts that I have is the same kind of gift that Whitney has, just that I just don't sing. The gifts that we all have is the same gift Whitney had. It's not everybody's gift is expressed, is unique to them. It's that purpose. I think Queen Aduni, you started off talking about the mission, the vision. And then I think Lolly went to that as well. And every little piece is the collective. There's not one fruit. There's not one apple. There's not one. I'm Caribbean. And ladies, there are many different kind of mangoes. There's not just one mango. People they don't have names like Granny Apple or Cortland Apple or Macintosh. We just say mangoes, but there's a whole lot of different mangoes. So it's a privilege and a pleasure to be here at 8 o'clock in the morning, then at 9:30 in the morning with you women, who I thought I was coming for one thing and see that I'm being directed here. Yes, all kinds of Elizabeths. And we all are pregnant and we all deliver.
Mhm.
And some of us are delivering, not the one that comes before the great Messiah. Some of us are delivering the Messiahs. And when we deliver the Messiah, call ourselves, that's the great Messiah. We are that great Messiah. Not just John, but Elizabeth. You know,
Oh,
I
Claudette,
tell,
Claudette, okay, I gotta stop you right there. I'm gonna put this on full screen gallery because I want us to take a moment and take that in, what she just said. We are that. Say it again, Mama, and we're gonna all take a moment and breathe that in. Be it unto me. Be it unto me. I am that Messiah of whatever that is. Mama, say it again, what you just said, and then we're going to be it unto me. If you want to accept that,
yes,
you
I'll
know,
accept that. And I can only say what I say this time, and it may not be what she said the last time, but it will be in the same vein. And I'm saying that we are the original Elizabeths, that it looked as though we were old and barren, but age had nothing to do with it. The willingness to hear, to wait that long, and long could be 5 years old, or long could be 35 years old, however long it took for us to be barren enough, that just meant empty enough, empty of ego, empty of story, a willingness in order for Elizabeth to be tapped, you know, for her to hear that horn that from Gabriel. In order, she had to be empty and meaningless and connected. She had to be whole and complete onto herself. She had to be divinely written. She had to be the one, just like us, being tapped for what it is that we've come to do. Elizabeth, old and barren, and her husband just said, I'll be quiet. The divine sacred said, masculine said, I'll be quiet because this is greater than me. You are divinely connected. The word that I think Lolly brought up in the beginning was sacred.
Mhm.
And if you look in the dictionary, I looked it up while she was speaking. Let's see, is it still here on my phone? Sacred. Connected with God or the gods, or dedicated to a religious, take that word out, a spiritual purpose, and so deserving veneration. And so we've been pregnant. Elizabeth was pregnant, but she wasn't pregnant just with child. She was pregnant with life. She was pregnant with possibility. She was pregnant with mission. She was pregnant with the future. And she had John, but she didn't really have John. She had herself. And John was just the offspring. You know, there is the father, the mother, the daughter, and then the child. You know, I translate things, not just from the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, the mother, because I don't know anything. If you just even look at plants, you look at nature, it's always the feminine assets that's producing the next fruit, the next generation, the next tree, the next butterfly. I don't know where that comes. I know the seed is important, but I know the soil that we are, that's important. That's the quantum field, that's the womb. And so when Elizabeth delivered John, who said he was going to be the one that brings forth the next Messiah, you know the book was turned around. You know that King, what's the name? Constantine, his King James. Listen, he's a person. King James wrote the Bible that everybody's reading. Listen, King. He was a person in war, manipulating conditions. But let's go back to the other piece, Claudette. Okay, I'll go back. When they thought it was Jesus, another man coming, they made a mistake. They forgot about Mary. They forgot about Elizabeth, and they made it about John and Jesus. But we are the Jonettes and whoever Jesus, Sophia, we are she. We are the Elizabeths. And what we gave birth to is the divine feminine. The divine feminine that had been suppressed and continues to be suppressed. So it's a privilege and a pleasure to be here with you women this morning who are all revealing that in your nature. And so it's an honor. Thank you for having me here. You know, I've done quite a few things. I have one talent and only one talent only. And that is to bring people by any means necessary back to planet Remember. And I've worked on every continent with the exception of Antarctica. I have my own not-for-profit. This is not what I normally will be talking about here. However, I have to say, where do you want me to go? What do you want me to say and to whom? And so I'm just listening who they want me to announce myself as on this call. So I want you to know I've worked with families all over the world, young people, children, women who've escaped domestic violence, children of incarcerated parents, teen moms and dads. I've worked everywhere. And my job is to have one thing happen, is to bring them back home so they can remember. So if anyone knows anything about the Egyptian metaphor when Osiris is all chopped up and Isis, that's who we are, Heru. Osiris that we all saw when had to go around and get his pieces and put him back together so that people could remember. We have to remember. And so I tell people at the end of my work with them, and I'll tell you from the beginning, because if you know the beginning, the end won't fear you, or the reverse. And I'll tell you what I tell people when I'm finished working with them in many of my gatherings. And I have a host of people, and I go, okay, I'll tell you the truth about who we are. We're really from another planet. That's what I tell people. We are from another planet. And the planet where we come from, we have 3 rules on this planet. And we have cleaned you up so that you can remember and perhaps you can join our planet. And the 3 rules are love everyone. That's rule number 1. I think in the Christian religion, that's number 1 there too. So when you are at a certain point, you're not repeating what someone says. You say what they say when you're at that point. So if you never saw a sunset or a sunrise and people told you it was beautiful and they say, oh my God, you say, oh my God. Until you see that, when you see that, that's what will come out of your mouth. Oh my God. So it's not I'm repeating what someone said. Where I'm standing, this is what gets said from where I'm standing. Rule number 2, love everybody all of the time. Rule number 3, love everybody all of the time for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's not conditional. And if you're people who are reading the Course in Miracles, it's the equivalent of B and C only God.
Mm-hmm.
And so whatever I'm doing, why I love doing what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, is because I'm clear, just like I heard some of you talk about this. I'm clear that when my meditation yesterday, oh my God, it was so great. I meditate like an hour, and 45 minutes of this meditation was be unattached. Be unattached of everything. And it said, be unattached to Claudette. Like, don't be attached to Claudette. If I'm attached to Claudette and who I think she is and my past, like Queen Aduni said, there's no past and there's no future or time that didn't come yet. When I feel that when I'm attached, I'm locked down. You know, we incarnated, but when I'm attached, I'm incarcerated. I'm locked down in prison to a certain point of view. So why I love doing what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, I am nobody. I am empty. I am a flow. I'm a vehicle. I'm a channel. I'm just listening. And sometimes like 3, 4 of them be talking to me at the same time. And I'm like, yo, yo, yo! I only got one mouth here. I can't use this part of my mouth to say what you want me to say, and this part of my mouth to say what you want me to say. Y'all gotta, like Mama Herrera said, what she said, y'all gotta wait your turn. Because I can't speak. But so the thing I think when I come back, what we're gonna be doing is I do work with women. I in tapping into their divine feminine. And I want you to know I've worked with women. The oldest woman I've worked with thus far is 81 years old. And the 81-year-old, I had 70, I had 77. By the way, I'm a good looking sister, Queen Aduni. She's 1 year older than I am. I know I look good. 60, I'll be 68 in October. I know I look good. I got it. And if y'all want, y'all can come to my bedroom. I got a pole in my bedroom.
All right.
And I be swinging. And I tell people, my husband bought me a pole for Christmas. And they say, oh no, your husband bought him a pole for Christmas. I started taking pole dancing class, not make it rain pole dancing, but I can make it rain if you want me to. But just sensual movement, owning my whole body and my whole rhythm. And what I work with women is in pleasure. And I only like working with successful women because we have learned how to be successful by manning it up, because that's what the world taught us. We've lost our intuitive nature. You know, some of us were around when they burned. Some of you were the people who were burnt. They called you witches. You know that. This is your lifetime. You were in that family. You witnessed women brutality. It still happens now. And so we are in the age of the Aquarius, and the divine feminine is to be awakened. And when I come back, I'll talk more about that.
I see. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Deetra, you wanted to share?
You know, initially when I raised my hand, I wanted to ask Sister Claudette, you know, what does she do? You know, is she a evangelist or something like that? But you know what? I realized, you know, she is divine, and I just thank you so much for sharing what you did. You have definitely taken this conversation to another level. Thank you.
My only am standing on the path. You know, I listened for a while to find out what path I was on, and I just joined the path. So different level, maybe just a little pivot, because only those that have ears can hear. I just want to say these two women, Mama, I'm sorry. These two women in this, those are such a picture of beauty. OMG. Oh, and beautiful. OMG. You know, I didn't grow up with a mom or grandma or great grandparents. My mom died when I was 11. Her mom died when she was 12. And by this time we were here, so I don't know my great grandparents. And so I'm adopting you two right now. These are my great aunties. Y'all are, I don't know, I don't even know how to say your name, but y'all my great aunties. Just looking at you, I go, I want to be their nieces.
We're Mama Razia and Mama Hania, but I'll let Mama Razia speak for herself.
Sister Claudette, I really appreciate you. And I wanted to share with you something that a woman said to me years ago. She was trying to help us be more effective parents and be better parents and just really guide our children. And she said, you know, you need to get to a place where you're able to transcend. I love you because you did your homework. I love you because you cleaned your room. I loved you because you braided your hair. I love you because you did a kind thing for your sister or your brother. But to say, I love you for being. That's all you have to just be. You're here. God
go ahead, Anita Baker.
To me. I love you. Yeah.
I love you just because I do.
Just because I do. Yeah.
And it's guided my life. It really helped me so much to go through that whole parenting experience. And I'm 80. So I'm still learning. There's always something more. The other thing that has guided me, and I just came into that reality when I was walking with my grandson, and we were taking a walk from the house, and I said, well, it's time for us to go back, go back home. We've walked a distance here. And he said, no. And he just went into a rage, he just fell out, He was like 18 months or 2 years, just learning to walk and so forth. And I never forgot that. I said, what is it going on with him? And it helped me to tune into myself. I am a person, as long as I can remember, I didn't want to go back. I wanted to keep going forward. And I remember when I was a teenager and we were getting our little summer jobs and so forth. And people said, well, the people want you to come back, Razia. They want you because you did a good job last summer. And I said, thank you. I know I did, but I can't. I want to do something different. And they said, well, it's going to be much harder. You're going to have to learn all this stuff and you got it. Why don't you take advantage of your experience? No, I don't want. I want to go. And they were struggling with me, because what's wrong with this kid? Because we're giving her a chance. She may fail the first week on this new job. But that was, I tuned into that. Some of my greatest moments are to be walking on the beach and just going forward, not thinking of how far I'm traveling. And it's kind of scary in a sense, because you may get so far and you won't be able to walk back. You might be too tired. but I'm working with that feeling of just to be free to go forward and not be so concerned about whether I can handle it.
When I spoke with Queen Aduni yesterday, by the end of the call, I have hands, healing hands. I have healing hands, and they only go, maybe I touch 5 people bodies a year, and I don't know who they are. My hands just enter their bodies. So it's not like I'm, that's not a shingle that I have, but I do have that. And when I got off the phone yesterday, I saw my hands on Queen Aduni, and Mama, when you just spoke, I just saw my hands on your hips and in your pelvic area, just having you swing back and forth, eventually into the figure 8, the infinity sign, because there's more in there. And I think how I got to travel around the world so many times. When I was little, I would look up at the sky and see the airplanes, and I would say to myself, wherever they're going, I want to go.
Oh,
And I've been around the world at least 4 times.
wow.
And that, yeah. So I want to thank you, sisters. I'm looking forward to being invited back. And when I come back, I think I don't want to talk so much. I think I want to have you have an experience. You know, I'll talk, but I think I would, if you would desire that, and I let you know that I work in the 2nd chakra, the power of the yoni, blending yoni and atonement. You know, because if anybody, where's my yoga teacher here? My yoga person, where is she?
Not really. And
Yeah, and you know the coil doesn't. You don't get to the crown chakra without the coil unrolling from the base and the bottom. So many of us want to be spiritual in intellect and in attire, but we have to unravel the kundalini, the snake inside of us, and so we'll start from there. If you so desire.
Yes.
we have
Yes.
one other, and then we're going to close. Mama Het.
I forgot all about what I wanted to say. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, we just think I want to acknowledge Lolly and her. Let's give her, this is her first time presenting to us.
Yeah.
That was good.
Good job, Lily.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank
you.
She was talking like she's 120 years old and had a lot of
Okay.
experience and stuff, right?
But she probably older.
I remember now.
Okay,
Just
go
really
ahead.
quick. So one of the things that my husband and I have noticed is that when phones chime when you're talking, those are the verification bells. So you heard the phone, the rings were going off the hook. Even with television, you'll say a word, you'll hear it in the dialect on the screen. So those just be those little verification bells saying yes. The spirit and energy and universe is saying yes, baby. You know how they do it. Amen. You know how they do in church when they say yes, yes. So that's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Wonderful.
I bet you she's an Aries. She got that child's energy, spirit.
Are you an Aries? Because we can hear her.
Yeah, well, because
I got some Aries in my chart, definitely.
You know what? My powers of spirit are Aries too. So it's that child nature, but it's that warrior at the same time.
Oh, baby, yeah. And don't talk about Mama Claudette talked about that pole. Now y'all know y'all didn't hit a nerve. You didn't hit a nerve. I know how to teach you. I'll come over. Where you live? You in Brazil? Where you at?
You ladies, you sisters are something else. Something else. So reminding everyone of what's happening tonight is the Sister Circle, and the information of where it is in the chat. as well as oh, I want to remind you of Hug Detroit and your vending. If you want to vend, you're so welcome to do so. The money from the vending, we are paying for the children to be able to ride the horse for free, because there's a charge for the horse, but we don't want to charge the children anything. So I said that the vending that comes through me will go towards the horses. Vending is $50 and $25 if you are a nonprofit organization. It is Sunday, August the 28th. And I would the Elizabeths are in particular handling the children with and the book bags and distributing that and the art. So I know that art and oh yeah, so now Willie's gonna show the children how to do these sticks, you know, the music stick. Is that what it's called? The
stick?
Yeah, where all the
Rain
things
sticks.
go down. And then we're gonna do some music with it. We're gonna do a little jam session with it. So that, you know, and Mama Evelyn always does stuff with the children and the adults that they can value and just take away, not just they're just coloring something. It's always of value. And let me see, I have one of her earrings on.
Oh, nice.
Remember that?
Oh.
Yeah.
So we want you to come out. Juanita will be performing, I will be performing, and whole lots of other musicians and singers. My husband will be playing during the jam session. And so we just want you to come out and have a good time. If you have a family, like my family's coming in town, that's the perfect place for you to entertain them. Bring your tent and your family sets up. As long as you're not selling anything, you do not have to pay to set up and bring your family out. But if you're selling stuff, then you have to be a blessing to Hug Detroit. Hug Detroit Day, August 28th. So
Please send me the flyer.
Who said that?
Claudette.
Okay. I will send you the website. And that's where, you know, all the information is. And the website is simply hugdetroitday.com. hugdetroitday.com.
Mama, Queen Aduni, because Lisa, the sarong lady, wanted me to ask, she has to bring her own tent and stuff, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So she's out on her job all week, so she doesn't like to vent outside. But I'll see. If
So, Mama, Queen Aduni, do we also have to have our own table if we're doing a thing?
Yeah.
We need to bring a table.
Yeah.
Okay, I sit up in the grass. That's all right. I'll bring me a blanket.
Yeah.
Gonna get down and ground ourselves. That's what we do.
Yeah, so bring the family out, hang out, and just have a wonderful time, because Detroit is a beautiful city. And we want to celebrate Detroit, and we want to celebrate the people who live here or visit here or go back and forth like Nawili, you know, lives in 3 and 4 places and stuff. So we want you to really come out. And then that's when you see my baby, because I love event planning. This right here is a whole event that God has blessed me with every day, Monday through Friday. And I look forward to it. I'm never tired of it. You ladies, you inspire me, and you are the evidence of my sacred work, Lolly. You are the evidence of my sacred work. And I trust who comes here and who you bring here. You know, Claudette coming here, and then all the information, you know, the 2 sisters that came yesterday was like, whoa. The brothers that we have invited has been off the chain. So that's all I have to say right now. I love all of you. Give yourself a hug, big hug, big hug. And hug the world, because they sure enough need it.
Oh, you know it.
Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend.
Yes.
Lolly, are you performing anywhere this weekend?
Am I performing anywhere? I have a fashion show. But I'm not singing anywhere this weekend.
Okay.
Wednesday, I have something, but I'll tell y'all later about that.
Okay. Are you performing Wednesday?
Sorry?
Are you performing somewhere Wednesday?
Yeah.
Girl, you gotta let us know now so we can put it in the book.
Okay.
Wait, I want to know about the fashion show. The fashion show.
Okay. Well, the fashion show is on Saturday. I'll be modeling in that, and that is at Music Hall. There are tickets for that. I can send a link for those tickets.
Okay.
And then, well, I'll send it to Queen Aduni because I can't get to it at the moment, but I'll send it. So yeah. And then on Wednesday, I will be performing at a space called Craft Cannabis Club from 8:30 to 11:30 with the band. And yeah, that'll be exciting. You'll get to see.
Is that the one on Baltimore?
Yes, it is.
I know it, yeah. All right.
Yes.
So if it's a cannabis club, they smoke weed in there?
Yes, ma'am.
It is allowed. Yes.
Just letting everybody know.
Membership. Yes, a membership.
Yeah.
It's flower. You can say flower.
Flower.
Weed is me. Weed
Herbal
is me.
essence.
Marijuana.
Or buds, maybe.
Medicinals.
You know.
Mary Jane.
In other words, you can get high. Okay, there you go.
Higher healed. Some of it's healing. Love y'all.
Okay.
Queen Aduni, call me.
We are a mess. Who should I call?
Evelyn.
Okay, baby. All right,
Okay.
peace out.
Peace.
I got a client at 11 o'clock. I gotta go.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Peace, love, and light. Elizabeth sisters, I loved every moment of it today.
I say.
I say.